Hi everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl yesterday if you watched it. Of course you didn't. You were busy working on your homework assignments for my class and didn't have time to watch the Super Bowl. Well, I apologize for that. It was a really good game. Anyway, just a quick video about this week's activities. I'll be opening shortly the February 5th to February 11th module on the literature review, where we cover Chapter 3 in the textbook and do some literature searching ourselves. So let me minimize myself. And here are the activities for this week. First of all, there'll be 3 activities like we've had most weeks. The first thing is we'll have a chapter quiz. This quiz is a little different than the other ones, which required you to write a lot more narrative and provide essay answers. The Chapter 3 quiz is very short. It's 5 questions. They are multiple choice and or true false. Just know that you will only have 10 minutes to complete this. I think is a fairly easy quiz if you've done the requisite reading. So please read the chapter before taking this quiz. It's 5 questions, 10 points, 1 chance, and 10 minutes to complete it. Just be aware that I've changed the format for the Chapter 3 quiz. And I did this, you'll also see it's only worth 10 points. There are other activities this week I think that you can better spend your time on than preparing written answers for the Chapter 3 quiz, and I'll go over those in just a second. So that's one thing for this week. The second thing we have this week is to do a literature search and a summary of one article. One of the things you'll see is that there's 2 videos where I give you some tips on how I go about doing literature searches and some of the tricks that you can employ to narrow your focus when you do your literature search. But this is a pretty complicated assignment. There's a lot of instructions, so please pay attention to this as you start going through it. Essentially, there's 4 things you have to do to complete this assignment. One is to conduct a literature search on your topic, and I've provided some instructions here for going through that. The video will be very helpful here. The videos will be very helpful here. This will take some time to get the hang of this, and you'll need to do this online. But you can save some time by following some of the instructions in the video to get this information out. Step 2 is you want to pick the most relevant article to your topic. You want to get down to, step 1 requires you to get down to about 15 or so references, no more than 15. Step 2, pick the one that's most relevant or very relevant to your topic, and complete the article summary described in Figure 3.3 on page 51 of the text. There's a form that the authors provide in the textbook that kind of says here are some things you should do as you're reading literature and going through the process of trying to find out what has been done on your topic, what has previous research shown, where will you follow in this research proposal that you are planning. That's step 2. Step 3 is just about what do you need to submit related to this. So step 3 is about what I want you to include in a Word document from the results of your literature search and article review. And so, I want you to briefly restate your research topic, list some of search terms that you might use, descriptors are sometimes called, to conduct your search. I want to see the final search strategy using the terms and Boolean operators that you used in the search fields. This is printable if you're using the EBSCO database. I think it's printable from other interfaces as well. I want to know what databases you searched to get your literature, to briefly describe those, and then I want you to include a bibliography with 15 APA formatted citations of peer-reviewed published articles, no more than 15 peer-reviewed published articles, with just the citations in APA format. And again, if you watch the videos, you'll see that you can literally get this printed out for you if you follow the instructions. Lastly, just submit also the PDF version of the document, the article you selected for this to summarize the article summary. So that's it. Again, if there are questions on this assignment, please let me know directly or by preferably using the course Q&A the discussion board so that others can see the answers as well. This is worth 20 points. Just know that this may take some time. It's probably not the last literature search you may do. You may need to do searches that address different topics related to your research proposals as you start to develop them. But this would give you at least a one shot at doing this sort of thing. You'll have some experience in how to use the library resources to conduct a literature search. And going back to the module, lastly is in this week is again another research article. It's really an assignment, although it says it's a quiz. It uses the quiz function. This is also worth 20 points, and the research article for today, for this week, probably the only week we do it like this, is actually a published literature review on a topic. So it's a little bit different than what we've been doing in terms of the kinds of articles we've read, which are more original studies or empirical studies, original works, primary sources, whatever you want to call them. This one is a primary source, but it is a recap or a review of the literature in a specific area. And so the questions are the same, even though it's a literature review. I check to make sure they may feel a little different than the other ones because it's not a single study you're talking about, but a literature review. But the questions, I think, are still relevant and for this assignment as well. So that's about all for this week. This is the module. Again, I'll pop this video up on the top of it so that you get to it first. But again, let me know if you have any questions. Use the course Q&A discussion board for those. All right, thanks, and see you later.